Good morning, I'm Brian Reagan. This is
Tyler Kelly.
And we welcome you to Mornings with Brian and Tyler. As we come to the Word of God today, one of the things I wanted to point out, when we go back to Genesis 13, Tyler, verses 13 through the end of the chapter, if you'll read those.
But the men of Sodom were exceedingly wicked and sinful against the Lord. And the Lord said to Abram after Lot had separated from him, Lift your eyes now and look from the place where you are, northward, southward, eastward, and westward. For all the lands which you see I give to you and your descendants forever. And I will make your descendants as the dust of the earth, so that if a man could number the dust of the earth, then your descendants also could be numbered. Arise, walk in the land through its length and its width, for I give it to you. Then Abram moved his tent and went and dwelt by the terebinth trees of Mamre, which are in Hebron, and built an altar there to the Lord. All right.
So we touched on this a little bit last week, but I wanted to just kind of deal with it in a little more detail. You can scoot over closer, Tyler.
Okay.
I'm not biting today.
That's nice.
Genesis 12:1 said, Now the Lord had said to Abram, Get from your country and from your kindred and from your father's house to the land that I will show you. Abram had been walking with the Lord. Abraham had left, but the Lord had never shown him the land. And the reason was because he brought Lot. He had never severed with his family in order for that part of the promise and blessing of God to kick in. And so I want to encourage you as you start this week, look at those things in your own life where you're seeing the Word of God and the blessing of God and the promise of God going on, and as you do, what you're looking at there is the promise, the blessing of Abram was held back because he held on to Lot. And you say, does it make that big a difference? Yes. If he would have left Lot behind right out of the gate, he would have been shown the land much earlier. He probably wouldn't have gone to Egypt and ended up in that. You say, but then how would he have been blessed? The blessing of God goes on. And we'll look at this when we get to Jacob and Esau. Jacob didn't have to pull the stunts he pulled in order to get the blessing of God. He had the blessing of God. He finagled and connived to get the blessings of his father in a fleshly sense. He could have let his brother have all that stuff, and he still would have outstripped his brother because the blessing and the promise of the Lord were upon him. So, some other thoughts, my brother?
No, sir.
With that, then, I'm Brian Reagan. This is
Tyler Kelly.
And Lord willing, have a great day, have a blessed week, and we shall see you tonight.